Hello, Gloria Brooks here with Nature Glow's eScience. Let's talk about cooperating with your kids in your homeschool. I believe this is probably a touchy topic for many styles of homeschool. But let me start with a story. So I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I was a foster child. And I was always taught that children should be silent, they should be seen and not heard. Really old-fashioned. I had a few foster parents. The second to last set of foster parents very much believed strongly. It was the most successful foster home situation. It was with, I'll even give their names because I think they're passed away now. The Ledoux's were their names. And so there were like 5 of us foster kids, including my half-brother Sean, who's autistic. And so, we had chores and everything, was pretty much compulsory. We had to do those chores. They were expected of us. And I'm the kind of person, I'm more of a submissive personality, so I definitely never fought doing, whatever they wanted me to do, that's what I did. And that's worked well for me in life. But now in my adulthood, I'm like more of the rebel, I guess you could say. I live out of a camper van full-time alone with my dog and just totally have left, societal norms in that respect. But being alone affords me a lot of time to really think, which is great. And I'm grateful for having a great mind to think with. So anyway, this foster home, kids are to be seen, not heard. So whenever Mom, Pa, Ledoux would come home, we were just really quiet and almost like tiptoeing around because Pa Ledoux was like, he was super strict. I remember he was a tall pillar of a man with a short gray crew cut and really stern and he really scared me actually. So, whatever they said, we did. And that was how it was. There was no cooperation whatsoever. Their word was law. And that's how a lot of kids grow up. The parents' word is law. And times are changing. And then I know every family is different. There's, more liberal families, more conservative families. It's whatever the brand, whatever the personality of the family is. But we're talking about homeschool. What is the holy grail for having a successful homeschool? And you may be, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you're struggling, there may be daily battles like crying and just resistance to curriculum and resistance to anything online education. And it could be just a real big drag and you just can't wait to send your kids back to public school when they open again. Or maybe they're doing part-time public school or whatever. So I have learned, and it has taken me years to learn this because of my own conditioning, that kids should be seen and not heard, is that kids have a voice too. And we're in a day and age where there's a lot of people waking up and seeing that, kids need to have their voices heard. And that goes in the homeschool too. Talking to your kids simply about what they want to learn, what they want to do with their education. And that's what unschooling is all about, is giving the reins with the parents as a guide and a facilitator, giving the reins of education to the child, putting the responsibility of their education mostly into their hands. And I know there are different brands, there's unschooling as a spectrum as well. There's spectrums within spectrums within spectrums. And, there's some people that loosely call themselves unschoolers, and then there's radical unschoolers who absolutely and completely, totally trust their kids for guiding their learning. And there's YouTube videos of families doing that. And, just look on YouTube for them. They're just fascinating. Like, I know there's this one channel, I forget the name, but a woman, I think, who lives in Europe, and she's got 2 little girls, and they're just in the kitchen. They live in an intentional community. I'm a big proponent of intentional communities. Look it up, Fellowship for Intentional Community. It's a massive list of intentional communities that span the world, in every country, almost, I think, every state now in the United States. You can run away to your commune and liberate yourself, shuck yourself from, all these restrictive societal things that we've all grown up with. Anyway, I feel like I'm going off of rabbit trails here. So this woman and her unschooled family with 2, I think, like a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old girl, and they're just like in the kitchen together, and the kids are helping her prepare lunch. They're making sushi. The kids are using knives. They're like reaching into the bowl, freely eating, and the mother's just letting the child do that. And there's like nothing wrong with that. Like, why do we prevent kids from eating while they're cooking? It's like, I've seen people like slap their kids' hands. Of course, it's helpful that their hands are washed. And, you, in cooperation with the child, you would just say, hey, sweetheart, we all have dirty hands. You've been playing out in the backyard, and we would prefer not to eat that in our food. Please, would you go ahead and wash your hands? Just like gentle guidance instead of this like coming down like a hammer. And that's where issues arise, is when you come down like a hammer with your kids, and then resentment builds up, and then the fighting. So I'm a big proponent of gentle parenting as well. Look that one up. It's a really amazing way of parenting. It's more natural parenting, I think, is what it's called as well. All right, so just a mindset shift of cooperating with your children. Children have a voice too, and allowing them to use their voice in your family and to speak up and talk about what they want to do with their education. And that might be overwhelming for your kids, because especially if they have grown up in the public school system or private school, traditional mainstream education system, they're not, their voices might not be liberated yet. This is the throat chakra here. I like to move it around. I'm 47 years old, and I am just now learning. Not now, it's been a span of over the last 10 years I've been learning to liberate my voice. So if you start children young with allowing them to speak up and speak their mind, be able to make decisions, and the big thought in the adult mindset is, kids getting away with things. If I let them do that, what they want, they're just gonna be lazy or get into bad habits, and I'm letting them getting away with things. That's just a bunch of bunk. Letting kids be kids is what we all need to relax and do, and just live by harm none, and then if your kid is harming themselves or others or whatever, a gentle approach of explaining and teaching gently, not overbearing, not coming down like a hammer, because again, that's where resentments, resistance, tears, trauma can come in with those types of scenarios. All right, I hope that gives a mini blueprint to you. I will soon be opening the doors to my online, to my new ebook, which is the gateway to my online course, Math Art. How to make math fun through real life connections, the 5-step math learning system. That will be coming out soon. I know that's a long title. I couldn't shorten it. I really wanted to hit on all those key points. Math and real life connection and falling in love with math. So I'm super excited to be releasing that book, that ebook, to you soon. Just have to get it all set up. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And don't forget, click the link with this post of my free unit study planner. That's always available to you as well. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.